Toronto police have arrested 4 people, including a 15 and 16-year-old, in connection with a series of shootings involving the tow truck industry. One of them turned fatal. Chris Glover joins us now from police headquarters with more on this. And Chris, some shocking allegations against these teens.
Shocking, and certainly something that police focused a lot on today. They called it youth for hire, and saying that it's really this story all about the exploitation of youth today. We'll get into that in just a second, but first I want to talk more generally about these arrests. Police announcing 4 arrests in relation to the ongoing tow truck turf war that we've been dealing with in the city for a number of years now. And these 4 people face 177 charges. These are in connection with 1 homicide, as you mentioned, and 13 tow truck related shootings as well. The incidents took place between May and July of this year, but police really focused in today on one incident that happened on July 6th. That happened at Warden in Ellesmere. A 28-year-old was shot and killed. He was identified as Sulakshan Selvasingham of Pickering. And on Monday, July 15th, so just a couple of days later, really, 2 youth were arrested, like you mentioned, a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old. They were charged with first-degree murder, and police also found a Glock handgun on them at the time. It is further alleged, though, police say that these 2 are connected with 11 other shootings in the city that took place between June 29th and July 14th. And 8 of those shootings alone taking place over the Canada Day long weekend. Police calling this a violent crime spree in the city. And now a 15-year-old boy from Oshawa and a 16-year-old boy from Stouffville face between them 154 charges related to all of this, including first-degree murder and also a number of firearm offenses as well. And as I was saying, the story here today from police headquarters is really about the exploitation of young people. And police were saying that they were motivated by money to get involved with these tow truck shootings, this ongoing turf war. And we heard more from Staff Superintendent Joseph Matthews, who talked about the reasons as to why these young people are getting recruited and hired for this criminal operation. Hear more from the Staff Superintendent.
The motive behind using youth is likely because of the consequences they faced would be significantly different. It's also because they're able to entice them with smaller amounts of money to encourage them to do these violent acts. But yes, we definitely have seen that youths are being targeted to commit the actual acts that other people want done out on the streets.
And so the staff superintendent was saying that after these 2 were arrested in July, they did see a decrease in the number of these tow truck shootings that they've been dealing with for so long. Police believe that they are investigating more than 2 tow truck companies fighting between them in this ongoing turf war, but they do admit that there are likely more than they are even aware of. And they also talked about how big of a problem this tow truck turf war is generally. Since July 1st of this year, 43 tow truck related shootings have taken place. And Chief Myron Demkew is here today as well, saying that 14% of all of the shootings that have happened in Toronto this year are anticipated to be connected to the ongoing tow truck territory dispute. So, of course, police have been talking about the important work that their officers are doing in trying to crack down on this, but they also talked at length today about the way that these kids are getting involved with crime in the first place, saying that they're really focusing on their gang exit program and working with community agencies. We heard directly from Staff Superintendent Kelly Skinner about some of the ongoing work that police are doing with community leaders to try to divert kids away from a life of crime and into more productive avenues, getting them employment, that sort of thing. Hear more from that staff superintendent this morning.
We understand the impact of adverse childhood experiences on the development of our youth. Cycles of violence, negligence, poverty, and trauma often drive the damage that we as a police are often trying to prevent. We continue to work closely with community leaders, educators, and organizations to ensure that our young people have the support and resources they need to choose a different path.
And so with these arrests, police say that they have taken quite a bite out of this ongoing turf war, and they're looking right now to see whether or not this is all connected to organized crime in a bigger way. But Dwight, that will be a part of their ongoing investigation.
15 and a 16-year-old. Chris Glover at police headquarters. Thank you, Chris.